hope y'all having a happy new year. Mine started out real good. But late last night, I got a phone call from my sister telling me I need to pull over. She had some news here. And the news was my dog Zena is gone. She stopped breathing last night. I don't know how it's going to end up affecting me because I really ain't had time to process it yet. I'm not the type of dude that go to funerals and, do a whole lot of grieving. But for years, and I told myself last night, I'm like, man, I hope I don't start crying when I do this video. Because I didn't get a chance to cry last night. When I heard the news, I kind of feel like it now. One thing I was thinking earlier this morning was about how I love my dog. Like that was my best friend. And I know I tell y'all all the time that y'all helped me through depression. But before I had all y'all, I had her. And I could talk to her. And she would listen to me. She wouldn't judge me. And she would be there no matter what I did or how long I was gone away. When I came back, I always loved. And I thought about her and I'm like, man, my homeboy was telling me last night, he said, yeah, you gotta realize, man, you gave Xena one of the best lives a dog can have. Like, bro, that dog ain't never had to stay a night outside. That dog always eating good, always surrounded by people that loved him. You know what I'm saying? Because I told him, I said, man, I just don't understand how some people will buy a dog, bro, and the dog whole life is chained to a tree. Got 10, 12 feet circumference, you can run for the whole life. Xena never had to deal with that. She was spoiled. But to me, it wasn't really spoiled, it was just life, man. That was my best friend. But one thing about it is, there's people all over this world that got to see Xena through these videos. People that love this dog, they never met him. And I appreciate all that. I know a few of my YouTube family is actually on my Facebook page. Especially one, Janine. Every time she come on my Facebook page, she speak to Xena. She tell me to tell Xena, hey. She'll hop on my Facebook post and talk to my dog like my dog is the person running this Facebook page. Like she speak directly to her. And not only did I never have a problem with it, I admired it. And she was one of the first people to send her condolences last night. I appreciate that. It's just, I know when I go back home, that house ain't gonna be the same. I know when I go in the garage and film on location, it's not gonna be the same. I'm gonna be looking to the side like my co-host gone. I just been thinking, man, it's like ain't nothing gonna be the same. Not, you know what I'm saying? I can't even imagine sitting in the living room eating without having to tell Xena, man, back up. Let me get my food. Because Xena will bully you until you give her some food. I always make her wait. Well, mama gonna feel why she eating. I tell you that. That's why she sit in your face and wait on food, because she used to you feeding her while you feed yourself. With me, she sit over there on the other side of the room, on the other side of the table, something, and she keep it back over her head, over her shoulders, trying to see if I'm done. Like, man, my dog had a personality bigger than life. I knew her. I knew her every move, like she was my child. Like, when a child try to do something slick, and you already know, because it's like, dude, you mine. You ain't finna get away with nothing. I know her every step. And it's like, I remember telling my mama, like, man, you had this dog almost 9 years. How do you not know that you can't do this around her? You can't leave your food over her for 20 minutes and come back and think it's still gonna, man, come on now. This is Xena. She gonna eat your food. You were gonna give it to her anyway when you were done. You left for 20 minutes, she figured you were done with it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do when I get home. I don't know if I'm supposed to get rid of all her beds. Like, man, Xena got a bed in my big closet. She got a bed in the living room. She got a bed in my mama's room. She got a bed in the garage. I don't know if I want to get another dog. It's just, everything's so new, man. I kind of hate that this happened on New Year's, because now I'm never going to be able to have another New Year's Day without thinking about losing my dog. The saddest part for me is I was in North Carolina when it happened. So far away. I kind of felt like it was going to happen because Zena had been sick. She had been coughing. And at first I'm thinking, okay, something in her throat, but Xena was coughing for weeks. And then on Christmas, they say she stopped eating. She wouldn't eat no more. I don't know if she was drinking water or... They say she started drinking water yesterday. And my mama tried to give her some food. She wouldn't eat it, but she was licking on it. Well, the day before yesterday, mama was like, she been sticking by my side everywhere I go. And mama said she had finally started going outside, but she was going outside. She was staying out there for long periods of time. I told mama, man, you gotta keep an eye on the dog, mama. Because she sounds like she's trying to go find a place to lay down and die. And a lot of times dogs don't want to die around their owners. They want to go somewhere and be by themselves. And I said, man, like, I didn't want that for Xena. When I asked my mama what happened, she said that she was doing the outside inside thing, going and hiding under the table for a while. Then she'd come in the room for a while. She'd go back in there and hide under the table. That she finally came in the room and she was breathing real fast, real hard. And then she just stopped. And I asked my mama, I'm like, what was you doing when, you know what I'm saying, when this was going on? And she said she had got down on the floor and she was just rubbing her head. Ride to the damn mountain, man. She trying to... I I was praying for Zena, man. Ever since my accident, praying. I pray for me. I pray for other people, and I always have a feeling that God gonna come through. These prayers right here gonna get answered. And when I was praying for Xena, I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling like it was gonna work out the way I wanted it to. And it's easy to say that now that it didn't work out, but I kind of had that feeling while I was praying, like I was fit to lose my dog. I didn't expect it to be a couple days later. But, you know, I'm willing to bet that whatever I was going through, when God sent Xena for me, that part of my life is over with, and I'm not gonna go through it no more. And that kind of make me happy, but it don't really, because like I said, Xena was still my best friend. And I know people who got pets understand this. I was telling my homeboy last night, like, I write poetry. And I remember one time a woman came to me and she was like, do you write postal poems? And I was like, I can, you know. And she was like, well, don't judge me. Don't look at me weird or strange or nothing. But can you write me a poem about losing my dog and my dog being like my child? And at the time, I told her I understand Xena was a puppy, but Xena came around the time my niece was born, and my sister had a dog, Chihuahua, long-hair Chihuahua named Titi, and she passed away not long after I got Xena. I'm talking about, like, when I say not long, I'm talking about like within the week. Xena and Titi never got to meet, which means my sister didn't come back, because if she did, she would have had the dog with her. Xena's, well, Titi buried in my backyard, and we fit to put Xena back in. She was there for me the whole period while I was changing my life and getting stuff together. I bought Xena from one of my co-workers when I was working at the truck stop. I paid $60 for her. Best $60 I ever spent. All her brothers and sisters died within like 2 weeks of me buying her. And I always thought like she wasn't gonna make it, because like all her brothers and sisters was dying. almost 10 years. And I was thinking today, like, if I get another dog, I don't want another pit bull. Because I want a dog that I can do things with. Pit bulls are really outlaw where I live at. That's why I always had so many problems. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't take her outside in the front yard after people across the street moved in. I couldn't walk her in the daytime. I couldn't put her in the car and take her with me. Couldn't put her in the truck and take her with me. I know a lot of truck drivers got pit bulls, but Zena got anxiety issues. She got separation anxiety where she had it. That's why I couldn't never take her in the truck, because she'll have a fit as soon as I get out the truck. As soon as that door closed, she's gonna go to barking, and she's not gonna stop until I come back. Like, even when I get in eyesight, it ain't good enough. If I come up to the side of that window, it ain't good enough. I got to physically open that door before she can calm down. So, if I get another dog, it's gonna be a different breed. My very first dog was a Chow Chow. And I've been thinking about getting another one of them. I seen a woman with a dog the other day, and I thought, man, I know that little mug cost so much money. It was a miniature Alaskan Husky. And I said, man, I'd love to have one of them. I don't know if I want a Yorkie. Not like that. I'll probably get I could get a smaller dog. But we're gonna have to have some character. I don't know if I want a Chihuahua. Little bitty thing, nothing like that. I don't know. Of course, I got the. I'm gonna discuss it with the family. See how they feel about it. Man, have y'all been checking me out on the other channel? Heavy. There's some things y'all been missing. Like, I got into it with the mountain men the other day. Out here in the mountains in Pennsylvania. I got a 2-part prison store over there y'all ain't never heard before. I gotta I'm gonna do another episode. I got a Dirty Rotten Scoundrel over there. I got a 2-fight video I'm gonna do. a lot of y'all heard about the second fight, which was my first fight in prison. The first fight is a big fat dude I got into it with in alternative school that just happened to be from the same hood as the dude that I got into it with in prison. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes. One of them is extremely wide and the other one is extremely tall. But I'm going to tell that story. What's that link you just put down? Oh, yeah. That was me talking about the sign. I'm glad I ain't the one that ran the sign over. Because the police told me, like, shit, if you'd been the one that hit that sign, then we could have treated it like a crash, and I don't need that. But see, dude had changed his whole tune on me too, because he really was trying to get me messed off at first. And I guess when he realized it wasn't going to happen, he didn't see no need of trying to push it. The police was making him look dumb, because he was like, man, dude did all the property damage. And I'm like, come on, bro. We're trying to act like I'm the one did all that when that shit was done before I got there. I ain't wanted to come out and tell him, bro, I got a camera in this truck. And it's easily, we can rewind the camera. We really can't rewind it, but I can call headquarters and they can pull up the feed and rewind it. And screenshot or screen record whatever they need to if I had to go to court. And if we just gonna pull up the court and the judge gonna look at the video of me coming up in your yard and he gonna see your sign already knocked down, he gonna see your yard already tore up. It gotta be tore up. A whole 18-wheeler bagged up in your yard and took the sign out, bro. The sign is wider than the truck. So for him to bag that up and take it out, you can't tell me I'm the one messed your yard up. Now, I drove in the same spot he was in, and then I drove over the sign that was on the ground. On purpose. And that's how I got stuck the first time. I pulled the sign back up and moved it. I drug it across the gravel road and put it on the other side of the road. Just so I wouldn't keep running over and slipping and sliding on it. But update other than just, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with Xena, man. So far, the job is nice. I like it. I was so excited yesterday because the route, not just the route I was on, but I had calculated the money from the route. And what I made yesterday was, I remember when I first started trucking 5 years ago, what I made yesterday was trumping every paycheck I was getting. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to say a dollar amount, but I'm going to say it's more than most of the checks I was getting when I first had my first trucking job. My 3-day check, and they taking money out of my check right now, but my 3-day check last week that I got paid was on par for what I'd be making bringing home on a good week at other jobs. I still ain't seen them big ass checks that I'm looking for, but I still ain't seen a check that don't make me complain. Like, when I first got the job, they was running my ass. And they might still be running me, but I don't really feel like it no more. I guess I done got used to it, or I know it and calmed down a little bit. Because we were ripping and running because it was Christmas time. There was a lot of extra mail. You know, all the kids want to send letters to Santa Claus. People sending Christmas cards. giveaway gifts and things online. So the mail was turned up more than it usually be. I know Boss Man was telling me usually, you know what I'm saying, I have around 60 routes a day. And he was up to 70, 80, almost 90. So they was running people like crazy. I'm just trying to, but my mission right now is to catch up with all the bills. I got the mortgage caught up. I got my car note caught up. Cell phone supposed to come and get paid today. I'm waiting on them to take that money. The little fine I told y'all about, I need to, when I get paid, I'm gonna send a couple $100 that way. As far as the Audi go, I owe about 900 something on the Audi, so instead of waiting on these next 2 car notes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send about 450, 475 this week, Monday when I get paid. And then next week when I get paid, I'm gonna send them another 475, which would be that 900. Really it's like 950. That'll be that 950. And they can send me my title. I bought a refrigerator for the house, but I got white appliances, so I want all stainless steel. 55 stove, oven range, microwave go on top of the stove, and a new dishwasher. I might put some new countertops in. I ain't really thought about it till just now, but I might pay somebody to redo the floor. And then I thought about putting some stuff outside, like a bungalow type pavilion out in the backyard on a concrete slab, and put another concrete slab out there and put a shed on it. The Nix is getting older, so we'll take the swing set out the backyard, take the trampoline out the backyard, and have room for that other stuff I was talking about. Once I get done doing all that, while I'm doing all that, I also got to save up some money to get the outer work on. I bust the PVC pipe to go to my cooler, and I want to get a little timer chain put on that before it go out. Then I can start driving again. Give my mama a car. Get her another car. And after all that's done, now the backyard stuff, I might wait on that. But after all that kitchen stuff done and the car stuff done, I think I'm gonna save up some money to go buy me a truck. An 18 wheeler. At least a box truck. Something to make some money. Because part 2 of my evolution is self-independence. And after the truck come, I know I had my eyes on the $700,000 house. And a lot of times when we say that type of stuff, it sounds good, but we don't really have a model to work towards it. I believe I'll be speaking this stuff into existence, so I can go and get it for sure. And I also believe you can do the same thing. Whatever it is you want, pray about it and speak on it. Say it out loud. If you tell somebody, they might look at you sideways. But imagine how they gonna look at you a couple years later when they come back and you went and did that. And they remember, man, you said you was gonna do that. I did say I was gonna do that. Now I'm saying I'm gonna do this. And then go do that too. I really believe that there's that much power in the tongue. Especially when we talk to God about it. I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't know if it was y'all or somebody else, but I was telling them, man, one thing about it is, even the bad stuff we do, God allows us to do it. He wants us to go do it. And I know it don't make sense when I say it like that, but when you on them drugs or when you want to go through them drugs, if that's what you want, then that's what God wants you to do. But, and let me say my but before anybody start thinking I'm crazy. I believe God wants you to go do that so you can see just how bad it is, and then you can turn around and call on Him. Because He's not going to turn it back on you. He's not going to judge you for doing that. He allowed you to do it because He knew in the end, that's what if you got to smoke crack and to get to your lowest point before you look up and call my name, by all means, go smoke that crack. Long as in the end, you down there on your knees, calling my name, asking me to help you. Because when you ask me to help you, I'm going to do it. When you tell me you don't want this crack no more, you don't want this fentanyl no more, you don't want this alcohol no more, you don't want this abusive man, you don't want this big booty woman, whatever it is, that's when He going to say, okay, as long as you show. You seen what the devil had for you. I let you go down there and play with all the devil toys, kick it at all his little hot spots. I knew it was going to be bad for you. You did too. You just wanted to risk it. But you risked it. You had enough. And you used the magic word, the password, which was, Father God, I need you. And here He comes. So, I feel like that because God allowed me to go through all the gang banging, to go through all the drugs, to go through the prison system, to go through the being abused as a child, and He was right there with me through all of it. He could have protected me and shielded me from all of it, but instead He let me go through all of it, and He held my hand the whole time and said, hey, no matter what the devil throw at you, you're going to make it out the other side. But you're going to keep on going through shit until you wake up one day and say, you know what, God, this ain't what I want no more. You got to physically come to me and tell me you don't want this no more, and I got you. And I fought that part for so long. I had times where I'm like, I don't believe in God. God just a ghost story. God just something they tell you to make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? When something for you to lean on when you ain't got nothing else to lean on. It may be true. But wait till you find out that you really got something to lean on when you ain't got nothing else to lean on. Like, come on, man. It's that simple. It is that simple. A lot of people don't know how to use God. And I don't mean using when I say using, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't understand that the things that you want out of life, the things that your heart desire, go to God. And most of the time, like I just said, He's gonna let you have it, good or bad. He's gonna let you have it, good or bad. But that ain't the end of it. Like I told y'all, man, like, when I think about my testimony, I'll be forgetting about the pain and the broken bones and spitting teeth out my mouth and split down the middle of my forehead and shoulder dislocated and all that. I be so focused on the fact that I made it through that. I be so focused on the fact, and it's like exciting and interesting to me, the part where God saved me in the hospital from having to take a drug test that would have ruined everything. I looked at that and I love to tell people, like, look what he did. Because I could hear him the whole time saying, look what I did. And you gotta realize, like, if y'all know me, you can go back, it's like, I'm not lying. You can go back in my videos from the beginning. I wasn't like this. My relationship with God wasn't nowhere near this. I was still denying God when I started doing these videos. And then everything changed. And when I say everything, I mean everything changed. I'm a living example. It's all on camera. The revolution is televised. You can see me going from a non-believer to trying to get everybody else to believe, like, man, listen to me. God is real. I remember having debates and going back and forth and having arguments with people on this live about God. Y'all not the only ones. This is a dude I used to work with at that truck stop named Ryan. And Ryan was a cool dude. He never was like a troublemaker or none of that. He smoked a little weed there now and then, but that was about it, man. Dude was a cool, calm, collective type dude. I started noticing dude on Facebook, and he had got very religious. So I used to debate with dude. I like arguing, but I used to debate with him. And I used to use my little argumentative tactics that I told y'all about Jesus having a stepdaddy and all this stuff. And everything just changed, man. God started revealing stuff to me. Before I even had the accident, it was little things being revealed to me. Like the night I peed in the bed that night. And I know a lot of niggas might say that's funny, but to me, it was spiritual. Because as soon as it happened, my outlook changed. Now, one thing I will do is I'm gonna tell y'all that story again for anybody who didn't get it or just want to hear it again. And then I'm gonna get off this phone. So one night, well, even before the one night, one of the tactics I used to use to argue with people about God and religion with Job. And I used to tell people, man, well, look, people who love him the most, like Jesus loved him the most, he put that man on the cross. And we all felt like Jesus knew why he was going on the cross, and he knew that he was going to end up on the cross and what was going to happen. But when it happened, he did something we was told never to do, which was question God. He had God, Father, why have you forsaken me? like he didn't understand that God was still there with him and he was looking out and he was taking care of the situation. I said, now Job was probably the person who loved God the second most. And the devil came and ran game on God like, hey, let me play with him, let me try him, let me test him. And God being all knowing, God should have already knew what Job was. But instead, he let the devil play. And the devil came and he took that man's crops and he took his livelihood and he took his kids and he made them sick. And then I double back and I say, look here, man. He let the devil kill this man's kids. Now, if I got 10 kids and you kill my 10 kids and then you replace them with 10 more kids, you didn't replace the 10 kids you took. You just added 10 more on. So now I don't have my 10 kids. I got 20 kids. 10 alive and my other 10 still gone. So let's speed things up and get to this night while I was in the bed sleeping in this truck. Not this truck, but in my truck. And I'm having this weird dream. I thought I was in some type of clinic. And it was just me and one other person, and the dude was talking. He would not shut up. Like, this man wouldn't shut up for shit. In my dream, it's like he was talking for hours and hours. And I wasn't listening. I didn't understand nothing he was saying. And finally, I got tired of asking dude, like I have been asking dude. I listened to him for hours. Then hours go by when I was like, hey bro, just chill out, bro. Calm down, be quiet. And he would never be quiet. It's like he wasn't paying me no attention. He didn't acknowledge me. He just kept talking. It drove me. I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I got up and I snuck up behind him and I stole on him. Wow. And I just got to whooping him. And we going at it. And I'm winning. I'm whooping him. But he talking the whole time. And I'm like, damn, ain't nothing gonna shut this dude up. I'm trying to knock him out. I'm hitting him with Mike Tyson blows. We've been fighting for a couple hours. Non-stop. And finally, we shape-shifting during these fights. Like, I done been a boxer, I done been a karate man, I done been all this stuff. Kickboxing, the chain clothes, like that's what changing our clothes. I'm still me, but I got on a different karate uniform or a boxing uniform or kickboxing uniform or samurai, ninja. It all boiled down to be on the samurai, the armor, the helmets and the swords, and you know what I'm saying? And we got the sword fighting. Finally, I got tired. Like, we've been fighting for hours. I have not got tired. I had to pee. Damn. And all my energy was gone. I could barely lift the sword. And he's just still talking. So I'm knowing his energy's still up. And I'm like, man, he finna kill me. And I looked at him and I'm starting begging. I'm like, bro, man, I don't even know why I've been trying to fight you this whole time, man. You just want to be quiet. I said, man, please, man, please. I gotta use the bathroom. And like I've been telling y'all, all this time I couldn't understand nothing he was saying. I walk away and go in the bathroom. And it's like we in like a bathroom in a building because it's urinals lined up beside each other. He followed me in there and I'm still being like, man, please don't kill me, bro. I gotta pee. Like, I can't yell no more. I ain't piped up no more, none of that. I'm humble. And I sit there at the urinal and I'm getting ready to pull my stuff out and I look at him, I'm like, damn, bro, you give me some room or something. And the man looked at me and said, hey, bro, if you gotta use the bathroom, don't use the bathroom, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop talking. I said, all right, damn. Okay. I whipped out. As soon as I whipped out, I woke up peeing on myself. I jumped up out the bed, I snatched the covers off. And when I'm doing all this, like, it ain't been 5 seconds, I'm on my feet, the cover off the bed and everything. Within about 7 seconds, I realized my phone is playing YouTube to the sound of this man's voice that I've been hearing talking to me all night through this dream. This is YouTube. And it's about the Bible. As soon as I realize it's about the Bible, I hear the man say something to the tune of, and see, that's where people go wrong. They love the question about God killing Job's kids, and why could Job not be mad when God killed his kids and you can't replace his kids? He said, but one thing y'all don't realize that Job already realized was those were never Job's kids. Those were God's kids. God gave those kids to Job, and when he took them, he didn't take them. He just brought them home. And one day, if Job did the right thing, he would be reunited with them same kids, and so with his new 10 kids. And I said, man, why ain't nobody just tell me that in the beginning? All this time I've been hating, I've been thinking God took Job's kids and God killed Job's kids. Why didn't nobody ever explain to me from the beginning that them was never Job's kids? Them was God's kids. And just like God sent me Zena, God sent Job them kids. When he needed them back, he took them back. And it ain't for me to be upset and mad at God for taking my dog, just like it wasn't for Job to get mad and upset for God for taking his kids, because that's not my creation. That's God's creation, just like I am. And if I live my life according to how he wants me to, and I do the things that's necessary, then I ain't never gonna lose nothing in this life. I'm gonna get it all back. Better than it was at first. And I guess God put it on my heart to tell that story, because I was not thinking about my situation compared to that situation until about a minute ago. And now I don't think I'm gonna be able to be sad about it. I don't think I'm gonna break down crying about it. I think I'm gonna be alright. But man, I appreciate y'all for being here and listening. And like always, man, don't be afraid to take the long road instead of the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. Find somebody to help. Tell somebody you love them. You know I love y'all, man, and I appreciate you. Yeah.